Well, folks, in today's video, we're going to be working on this vintage TGV train from Jouef. I think that's the name. Knowing French, it's probably a silent F, but I'm not entirely sure if I've got the pronunciation right. In any case, I bought this train off of eBay. I believe it was from a seller actually in France, and I got the rest of the train and the drive for this, as it would turn out, and the drive actually does work. But I need to figure out some sort of a way to connect it back up to the engine, reconnect the wiring, and I also want to service this thing just to make sure it's all in proper working order. When we tested it, it actually all seemed all right, but I just want to be sure that everything on here is sound before we go putting it all back together. This engine's pretty interesting. It's certainly not the most detailed out there. I suspect it was probably made in the 80s, so similar era to when they're actually putting these things out on the track as far as I know. And it is in fact made in France too, which is quite interesting. Nice to see. Anyway, yeah, let's service this drive. So the first thing I want to do is I want to service the motor. Now to take this thing out, it appears we've just got a few clips on each side, so if I can kind of just open these up, I think the motor will kind of just pop out. I got a couple on the front here, which I'm just going to pry up. And there's the whole motor. I suspect the way they built this is they probably designed this to be compatible with a third-party motor. I'd be surprised if the company actually made this. In any case, to take the motor apart, you probably just undo these two bolts right here, which hold the brushes in. I've seen this on smaller N-scale engines before. Shouldn't be too hard to work on. Of course, you have to be careful because it's spring-loaded. Hopefully I didn't lose the brush. There it is. Definitely running a little bit better. Let's see if we can service this drive. happy with how that's operating now. At this point, all we need to do is get it back in the engine somehow. Well, I guess that works. I just need to get this into the engine. And I took a nail, I cut the head off of it, and it should fit. Well, the engine's theoretically all together now. Let's take it to the track and test it out. Doesn't want to run. Oh, well, okay, I'm really confused now. So I looked around, I couldn't really find any issues, but when I put it back on the track, it seemed to be running okay. So then I cleaned the wheels up, and now it seems to be running pretty well. Also, just let it run around the layout for 2 minutes just to kind of smooth out a little bit, and it's not too bad. Now, I think it's time to hook up the rest of the train. Well, there it all is. I had to do some repairs on the train. It was missing some wheels, and I also had to put the trucks in the dummy, just like the engine, but that was pretty much all I needed. Now, can it pull this? Well, apparently so. Nice. Wow. It sounds like it's derailing a little. Yeah, I think it re-railed itself. Serenity. Well, folks, I think that's going to be about it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm overall pretty happy with how this thing turned out. I mean, we did not have a working train at the beginning of this video, and here it is all running around the layout. So, yeah, for the price, I gotta say I'm pretty thrilled with this thing. But in any case, I think I'll call it a wrap.